So India head off to Melbourne to play the Boxing Day Test match, one of the great events in world cricket, 1-1. When India landed in Australia, if they had been told with this itinerary, that you're going to play in Perth first, the day night in Adelaide, and then head off to Brisbane, and you would go to Melbourne 1-1, if someone had offered them the deal and said, do you want to shake hands over it, they would have yanked their head off. It is a very good position to find yourself in. But India there, with a little bit of pluck and a little bit of luck. And it's a very peculiar situation now. India behind for almost throughout the test match, but happier going to Melbourne. Australia ahead virtually throughout the test match, but a little more frustrated going there. That's the way it goes sometimes. And isn't it magnificent? We've got a 5-test series. Otherwise, this would have been over by now. And we still have 2 to look forward to. So let's look back at this game through the top 5 performances, in my view. And then we'll look at a few moments that were magnificent too. At number 5, I've got Ravindra Jadeja. He came in with the score on 74 for 5. India with a mountain in front of them and looking like they're down and out in this game. And at no point did he look like he was struggling. Hardly ever played and missed, was behind the line, was playing the shots. And I thought his innings of 77 was fantastic. It was still a disappointing first innings batting performance, make no mistake, because India huffed and puffed to 260. But at 23.3 over mark, if you're 74 for 5, then you're in a lot of trouble. So Jadeja's innings was absolutely crucial. Then at number 4, I've KL Rahul. He has looked so composed right through this series. We saw that in that first fighting performance on the first morning up in Perth. Then we saw him do well in the second innings. He came here, and this 84, when everyone else was struggling, was such a fluent innings. He's playing the ball right below his eyes. He's leading very well. He had one stroke of luck, but everybody has that. I thought his cover driving is back to his best. He's just looking the quality player that he is. And I think at the top of the order, we can now say it was a good move to push him up. We weren't sure at that time, but it's making a huge difference. At number 3, Stephen Smith. He's had a 2024 to forget. He's sort of averaging in what he was in the mid-20s. He made 19 runs in the series, a little bit of play and miss, a little bit of luck, but a lot of thought that went into his innings, and I thought it was an innings of humility. Even if he was beaten, even if there was a miss hit, he never allowed himself to play the extravagant shot. He accepted that he needed to struggle. It's very difficult for great players to struggle and grind for a single year in there. Travis Head comes in, starts to score more than him. But I thought it was a very hard-working, humble innings from Steve Smith. And in playing that kind of innings, I thought he showed his greatness. Number 2 was Travis Head. What a thorn in India's flesh. He is batting like a millionaire. Everything is right for him. Everything is hitting the middle of the bat. He realizes that the opposition is now worried about him, and he's playing to that strength. I thought his innings was magnificent. He came in at 75 for 3. Now, Australia were 28 for no loss the previous day, and suddenly Bumrah had produced 2 wickets, that lost another wicket. At 70 for 3, Australia could, maybe 200 all out, and they might have struggled. But what a partnership that was. I know the mind goes back to the World Test Championship final, but here he was just authoritative. Brilliant, brilliant innings from someone that India's almost tired of seeing. So that to me was the number 2 performance of the match. The number 1, just incredible. By the time this series ends, we're all going to be looking at the thesaurus for one more word to say what we really mean, because we'd have run out of words to describe Jasprit Bumrah. He took 6 for 76, 3 for 18, 9 for 94, and at this stage in the series, he's got 21 wickets and it's okay if you haven't followed the series and you can't believe what I'm saying. 21 wickets at 10.9. Every time Bumrah comes on, there's a little bit of excitement in the commentary box. What is he going to do next? And I thought just the way he set up Khwaja, the way he got the others out. But Khwaja out, get the outside edge in the first innings, go past the inside edge, then come into the slower ball. He showed his entire repertoire. Jasprit Bumrah. Wow, that was my number one performance. He's running away with the player of the series award at this stage. But wow, fantastic performance. So those were my top five. I think Bumrah saved India the blushes, even though Australia went on to make 445. India could do with a little bit more support. I thought Akashdeep bowled pretty well with a little less luck. Got a very good wicket there of Mitch Marsh in the second innings. Siraj is there, but I just think that India just need one more attacking offensive option alongside Jasprit Bumrah. Now, there are five other moments that I thought had a bearing on this game and could have a bearing on the rest of the series. And at number 5, I've got the Josh Hazlewood injury. I know you're going to say Scott Boland plays very well at the MCG, did very well in Adelaide. But Hazlewood is one of the world's best. And that Hazlewood injury meant he only bowled 6 overs. And I think might have, in spite of the fact that the weather eventually proved the winner, might have had some say in what Australia could have done in the second innings. 6 overs, picked up a wicket, but that was a big loss for the rest of the series. So I had Hazlewood at 5. At 4, I had one shot that Travis Head played. Came in with Australia in a spot of bother. He was the only one to go after Bumrah. At no point we'd like to say Bumrah was conquered, but in one 10-over period, he went for 40, and that is because Travis Head was playing attacking shots. He played a drive down the ground as soon as he came in. And I thought that said, yes, you're the world's best bowler at the moment, but I am backing myself against you. I'm informed there's a statement made with that drive down the ground. And number 3, the Smith drop of Rahul. What a big part it played in the game. India 51 for 4 overnight. Very first ball. KL Rahul, who's looked the most adept of the top order batsmen, edges. It is an absolute dolly. Smith is running close to 200 catches for Australia. He showed with the catch of KL Rahul when they finally got him out. What a great slip fielder he can be. And just goes in and out, the kind of catch you and I take sometimes. And it had a huge bearing on the match. And that moment, Australia might still, if they don't win this series, still rue that moment. Number 2 was Bumrah to Khwaja in the second innings. Khwaja struggling. They desperately need a start. He's aware of the fact that Bumrah's got him off the outside edge 2 or 3 times. The ball lands in that menacing wicket length. And Khwaja's thinking, is it going to take the outside edge? He plays outside, the ball beats him on the inside. It might have taken pad on the way, would have hit the stumps anyway. But I thought that was fantastic. That one moment from Bumrah and what he did with the second new ball. With Australia 300 for 3, the second new ball comes in and Bumrah picks up the wickets of Head, Smith and Marsh. And 445 could have been 500, right? And there's conjecture, but that spell he bowled with the second new ball, fantastic. At number 1, it has to be the last wicket partnership. When Jadeja is out playing the pull shot, and I think he played that shot only because he was just trying to get as many runs as he could. He thought Stark might come and knock over 10 and 11 at the other end. India were gone. A follow-on and Australia thinking of winning this game. You could turn around and say in retrospect that would not have happened with the amount of rain on the 5th day. But that last cricket partnership produced so much drama. And to me, in Test cricket, that is one of the things that I absolutely enjoy. 10 and 11 are grinding it out. They don't have the skills to really dominate. And they take you over the line. Akashdeep will never bat at number 11 in a Test match again. I don't think he'll bat at 7 or 8, but he'll never bat at 11. But I thought that fight that Bumrah and Akashdeep showed would have lifted that Indian dressing room. I love the reaction. Some people have questioned it. I love the reaction. That lifted the side. And then the new ball performance on the last day would mean India will go to Melbourne with a little bit of hope. So at this stage in the series, it is 1-1, but Australia on the ascendant. India were on the downswing, but just have lifted their head in the last 30-odd overs in this game. What a series we've had already. India versus Australia, we were looking forward to it so much, and it's lived up to all the hype. So 2 to play, Melbourne, Sydney, it's 1-1. What more can you ask for?
So thank you for watching and do subscribe to this channel.